Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Cynical, and welcome back to yet another Missing Link video. Guys, we are drowning when it comes to Kingdom Hearts content. There is just literally so much stuff to do with Missing Link as of right now, which I think this is the period that we've been waiting all year for. Like, Kingdom Hearts really has been on the quiet scene since April of last year. Had the prototype thing at the beginning of this year, but things have been really quiet. All of a sudden, Nomura comes through, new Missing Link trailer, closed beta, interviews, news and information. It's insane. So we've got 10 more new details to do with Missing Link provided to us by Final Fantasy Union. Shout out to those guys. I'll leave the article in the description down below. It is all in Japanese, keep in mind though. As well as from Nomura. All of this information is coming from Nomura during the meetup night that happened with beta testers, Square Enix staff, and Tetsuya Nomura. So without further ado, let's jump into it! The first up, and probably one of the biggest reveals here, is player housing. Player housing apparently is something that Nomura is considering putting in the game. I do not believe this will be a feature that will be available from the launch version, maybe a future update in a couple years time or something like that, but it is something that interests him. We know that player housing is actually a thing in Final Fantasy XIV, and it works fantastically in that game. The amount of freedom and creativity you can put into your own house is insane. So to have something like that in Missing Link would be really cool, just considering too that you are a citizen of Scarlet Ad's Kylim. Kind of makes sense to have your own house, your own little hangout pad, and how cool would it be also to be able to invite your friends over to your house, show off your achievements, say you do certain different things throughout the game, you get different trophies that you can put in your player house. There could be different objectives or quests in the game, which in return would reward you with different pieces of furniture. Without a doubt though, this would be another system that would be probably heavily monetized as well, so I would say they'd probably end up offering pieces of furniture and decor through the shop. That goes without saying though, I think. There will be a restaurant NPC that will be able to cook you food so that you can increase your stats. So this is something very similar to Kingdom Hearts 3. We had the cooking system where Sora is able to whip up different meals using ingredients, and stuff like his health, his MP, strength, defense, magic would increase. This is only for a temporary time, so it's temporary passive buffs. But yes, there will in fact be a restaurant NPC. This is currently not in the closed beta, but will be something that will be in the game eventually. Freya is not related to Ephema. A few people had some theories that potentially she could be the granddaughter or maybe even daughter of Ephema, just because of the silver hair. Nomura plans on adding a photo mode into the game. This has been a heavily requested feature from beta participants. Right now, there is currently a unofficial kind of camera mode in the game, not full blown though, so when you're engaged in combat you can pause the game and then there's an option to actually hide the UI. We've got a good example from Sai right here. You can't do any more than that, like you can't actually move the camera while you're hiding the UI to get like the right angle for the shot, or zoom in or zoom out. So an actual inbuilt photo mode, I would say that would have all of those additional options, posing and whatnot, will be a feature that will come to the game eventually. There will be a friends list system in the full version of the game. This is sort of one of those features that you just expect to be there for this kind of a game, considering it is sort of multiplayer. It's just not in the beta, and it's something that players were a little bit confused about. Is this going to be a thing? Yes, it is, so you will be able to add your friends. Nomura mentions that there is going to be a decent amount of story content for the launch version of the game. So the way that Missing Link works, because it is a live service game, is its narrative will roll out over time. It's not going to be a complete narrative experience from the very get-go. This is a service that is going to run for many years to come, and the actual conclusion of the game probably won't happen for quite some time. But the story that is going to be contained in the launch version, there's a decent amount of it. Also, Nomura did go on to say that this game is not compact. The idea of it is not to be a compact mini experience by any means. It's more in line, and these are his words, more in line with that of a traditional Kingdom Hearts game. I think everything we've seen of Missing Link so far basically supports this. Nomura said that they want to add additional graphics settings to be able to lower the quality. There's a few graphics settings right now in the game to lower the quality for phones that might not be able to handle the game per se. The reason why they want to do this is a lot of people have actually been having overheating issues whilst playing Missing Link on their phones. Square Enix are aiming to make this as compatible and optimized with as many phone models as they possibly can. There is currently a list right now for supported devices that you guys will be able to see on screen, but in the full version of the game, they're wanting to be able to tone back the visual fidelity settings even furthermore so that more people can experience it. There is going to be a subscription model of some sorts, and I know, I can see the shivers going through your spine as of right now. Hey, this is a 2024 mobile phone game. Did you really think that Square Enix wouldn't add in a subscription model on top of the MTX? So, in case you don't know, Union Cross did have this. It was the VIP pass. It was a weekly purchase of, I believe it was something like $15 or $20, kind of up there to be fair. This would basically give you access to VIP content and VIP banners to pull from, as well as supplying you with a handful of jewels. I would say pretty much the exact same thing will be here for Missing Link. They haven't decided just yet if it's going to be a weekly or a monthly thing. I really hope it's a monthly thing. Please do not milk our nipples dry, Square Enix. Square Enix are wanting to release Missing Link to the public as soon as possible. Now, there is currently no slated release date other than the release year of 2024. We know it's coming out next year, finally, considering that, yeah, the beta was originally meant to happen in 2022, so it has been pushed back a bit. They do want to release it around a time where the weather is good. It's not too hot, not too cold, a nice in-between. However, though, this isn't going to actually apply to everyone because wherever you are in the world, it's going to be a different season, right? Different temperature. And I also don't know if he's referring to that of the weather of Japan or more so America, where the bulk of people playing will be. But he did drop a potential month. They are looking at the month of May. The other thing too is we have zero idea if the Japanese version is going to come out first, then the global version. I really, really hope that they do release at the exact same time. We honestly need to break this whole split release date thing where one version comes out and then months later the other version comes out. As well as that, I was mentioning this over on Twitter, but there needs to be simultaneous worldwide updates. Both JP and Global getting updated at the same time, and not Global being months and months behind the Japanese version. And last up, Nomura entertains the idea of a home release version of the game. So by this, I think he is referring to that of possibly a PC version. This is something that I know a lot of people are holding out for. The one thing that's sort of a little bit hard with this is that Missing Link is, at its core, a GPS-based game, right? So although you could take your laptop around, that's not going to be practical. Most people are going to be playing in the comfort of their home on their home PCs, desktops. How exactly would the game work? Well, you use your phone for the GPS side of things, and then you basically just use the computer version for if you have AP, you can then use touch mode to go out into the world from your computer, or of course to play the story content and battle quests. We've already seen that Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is getting a PC release very soon, and that game hasn't actually been out for that long. So if Ever Crisis is getting a PC release, I would say there is actually a good chance that Missing Link will also too. However guys, that is all for today. A big thanks to Sai yet again for supplying all footage that you guys saw throughout this video. Some really, really exciting stuff, especially the player housing system. I hope that is something that doesn't take too long to come to the game and that actually does come to the game. However though, as always, be sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section down below. Be sure to follow me on my other platforms, links down below. I've been Cynical. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day and I'll see you guys real soon. Peace.